Good day, everybody. Sarah Jane Black, SB Business Support, and we are on a sofa session, and I'm with the lovely Bertie Coy. And I'm really pleased that I'm actually in Bertie's beautiful, fabulous creative office, Smash Creatives. So Bertie doesn't know what we're going to talk about today, but what we're going to be talking about is creativity. I feel that since the pandemic, everybody has had to become far more creative. And with that, I want you, Bertie, to tell us why creative, why Smash?
Oh, okay. Which one do you want to start with?
Which one came first?
I suppose they're a bit intertwined in the journey. If off the bat, if I was going to go for that, I would say Smash came first.
Yeah.
It's very much chicken or the egg scenario, but Smash, I suppose, did come first in the way of it was Smash Your Market first, which was a marketing company that done all sorts of sort of pay-per-click and social campaigns, and it was a straight-up marketing agency, did all that sort of stuff. Grew to a nice size, and then from that, I spun off with other little bits. So I had like Smash Capital, which was when I would invest in sort of other startup businesses to grow, and then I had Smash Club, which was almost like my old boys club, but for me and my friends, where I thought it'd be really cool to sort of like get together business owners and strip away the networking side of things and do more team building. Because I become aware that as a business owner, you sometimes are very alone in your decision making, and though you might have employees and stuff like that, and obviously partners, wives, spouses, etc., you still have a lot of stuff on your shoulders that you might not necessarily be able to talk to, and your friends won't get it if they're not business owners. You know, your family won't get it if that's not how they are. So I really wanted to create this little tribe of people where you just go, we're all stressed to the hills business owners, let's just go have fun and we can talk things through.
So this club is what you were talking about, becomes the boys playing games club, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So it was,
which has never gone, has it, Bertie?
No. It was informal networking where I would just decide that we should go paddleboarding and call it networking because we were all business owners. And then we'd grab a slice of pizza whilst sat looking over the harbour, and we'd talk about concerns that business owners had. But it was more just having that day where you were all amongst people who have been through the same challenges that you have throughout the month and week, and hopefully it was building a bond that if a problem came that you weren't happy to face alone, or you had people that you knew you could sort of pick up the phone to and go, you know what, this is a challenge, I've not been in it before, maybe you have, or maybe, can you help me here? Because in before that club, I didn't know that there would be anywhere
that you could go
to
get the
like
support.
That's it. Like I was aware of peer groups and stuff, but they always seemed very stuffy.
Well, it's very corporate, isn't it? And you feel that you have to. How can you be yourself in situations like that? Not everyone is themselves, are they? Because they're more worried about how they're looking, what they're perceiving other people to see them as. Whereas if you get together with your lot and you go paddleboarding, or probably paintballing or something drastic,
we did paintballing,
I thought you might have done.
And go karts. We did all sorts. But for me, it was the notion that you couldn't keep up a false front or a stiff upper lip and try and tell everyone that it's all great whilst you're falling in the sea. That's, you can't keep up this facade of, I'm a professional business owner when you're literally falling off a paddleboard face first in the ocean. And that is what I wanted to just get people and be themselves.
Yeah.
And it was really good, and it was something which I really did enjoy, is having the club. And I have been debating bringing it back because I think, but I would bring it back in a way after learning some things, which it fell away by too many people influencing it to grow too big. And the next thing, rather than being this old boys club that I created, it almost started turning into this corporate wheel where people were saying, oh, you've got a community of people. Why don't you add this business benefit? Or why don't you add this? And then you end up spending all your time worrying about, the providers who bring to the community, or the benefits or the offers and it just become a nightmare. And I was like, I just want to go paddleboarding with
I know,
with my friends.
the simplicity's gone. And like we were saying earlier about another conversation, it then becomes that political side, and then the fun goes, doesn't it? Which is the whole point that you wanted to do it in the first place.
That's it. And you end up getting members who join who literally are joining just for the sort of like benefits of being a member. They have no interest in coming to any of the events or being engaged with the community. They literally are just here because you get 25% off at Apple. And you're just there like,
yeah,
you're not really my crew.
No.
So
they lost the purpose and the vision right from the word go, really, didn't they?
Yeah. So obviously that went by the wayside, but now I'm seriously have been debating bringing it back in a more simpler, stripped back form, and owning who it is, and kind of going, it's got no aspirations to grow anything bigger. It is going to be an informal group of people where we just go, that'll be a fun event. Let's go do that, and we just get together and we do it. No other membership, no other etc. Just
it's just your fun days out with people that are like-minded. You can talk about all the things that didn't go so well or have gone really, really well, but it's just informal and fun, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was one of my more favourite spin-offs of Smash.
Yeah.
And so I suppose there's always been a bit of creativity, and then this is where we're going to sort of like time hop through things, and I start to realise that actually maybe I was a little bit creative and wasn't just marketing and stuff like that. Was when I was younger, if anyone ever asked me what I wanted to be in life, there were two things.
Yeah. It
was either an RNLI lifeboat man, but I didn't live anywhere near the sea, or an architect. And
oh, wow.
I still would always like to be an architect. I love buildings. I love sort of, they are just fantastic. There's, I love all periods of buildings. It's one of those things that architecture, buildings, they just inspire me.
Yeah.
But I was also a bit driven as a younger guy and set up my first business when I was 16. So the plans of, I literally was geared up to leave college and go to university and study to be an architect. But actually, between that time, my business had took off so well that I was like, well, actually, I'm going to run with this. And it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and ended up to become quite a nice sustainable income.
Yeah.
That plan kind of went by the wayside, and I felt very happy with where I was growing and where it was going. So I never got round to being an architect.
Or for the RBLI.
RNLI, no. Never got round to that either. Though I had this plan that when we got older and we were going to retire and move nearer to the seaside, that I would do it then. Because I think you can go up to like later on in life and still do stuff.
Well, they still do volunteering and stuff, like we were chatting about that earlier, weren't we, about volunteers? So they still do that.
So I always planned to do that later on in life.
So now you've got to buy yellow wellies then.
Oh, I'd love big yellow wellies. But Ems has nicely pointed out that we've got 4 children, and do I really envisage ever being able to move away from them? So I'm kind of just benching that plan as well, because
they might do something like that and end up with yellow wellies.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm gearing up to be a very active grandparent. So wherever the kids are, we'll probably be not too far away. So if they don't take us near the seaside, I won't get to be an RNLI lifeboat man. But I can live with that. I feel quite happy with where I am now. Maybe a little bit bummed out that I don't get to be an architect, but
then you do build and create your own buildings in your own way.
That's it. I quite enjoy more so what I do now. As much as I would like to obviously put a staple on a landmark, or
but that might not be a building, mightn't it? Knowing the way you are, it might not be something that you've got a landmark as a building. It could be something else that you create.
Yeah. So
like your lovely tree with the hands on in your home.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Maybe
I
something
think
like
that's I think that's it. I think it's just shifting sort of perspective and sort of vision of where I want to go and what I want to do, and that is what led us more to this sort of creative space of stuff stuck to walls that we're in.
Which in here has a different story on every single
Well,
wall.
it's all memories. Like no matter where you are in this room, it is a memory. Like the badge on that mirror behind your head.
Yeah.
From George Pringle. That was an event with one of my best friends, Chris George. We went to, and it was the event itself was in a library.
Wow.
And it was band night held in a library, which was great. Right down to pretty much everything in here has some sort of story
behind it, which is superb.
Behind it, that's it. You got various business cards and business stuff in the frames. That vase back there is full of all the pens that people have given me from their businesses. When they run out, I don't throw them away or etc. They end up in that vase. So literally, there is a good 15 years of promotional pens in that vase back there.
I love your ideas. That's a very good way of recycling too. But we won't throw them away. We just recycle.
Yeah, and then like it's all that whole back wall is post-it notes of motivational things or images of sort of days out shooting with people and stuff. There's literally.
And you have a beautiful, brilliant picture over there, which is actually states Smash Creative, Everyday Bertie, Man with a Pram, Witch Wagon. Absolutely.
And
just you.
For those keen, eagle-eyed ones will know if you put the @ symbol in front of it and go to any of those Instagrams, you'll find them. They do exist.
There you go.
Actually, that's my four sides. So we've got Smash Creative.
Yeah.
Welcome here. Everyday Bertie, which is me, sort of what I get up to. Man with a Pram, which is family life. And then you've got Witch Wagon, which is cars, which were kind of like my passion before being a parent.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to bring back, but on the parent side, those who follow it know that Witch Wagon's a bit of a slow starter, but she's going to get there. It will get there. But yeah, so that's I think that's the next of where we're going is a bit more time on Witch Wagons. Now I've figured out how to include it and almost like bring the four of those together. Rather than treating them as separate things, bringing them all together and going, hey, Smash is a production house. Witch Wagon likes cars. I'm a dad that likes cars. Why don't we find cars that pushchairs fit in and children fit in, and we can call it a show. I was like, whoa, yes. So that.
Watch out, Broadway. Bertie's on his way.
That's it. Or also watch out car dealerships when I try to fit 4 children and a pushchair in your dealership demonstrators.
Nice. Or there could be someone, couldn't there, in our networking clan who needs to watch out for you then, but we won't mention what her name is. So, Smash Creative. What would you have done if you hadn't have gone into creativity?
Oh, what would I have done? I would have hoped to have gone into architecture. I think that would have been one of my main one to go with. But as I said, I didn't anticipate to come this side with videography, photography and stuff. That was never a plan. That actually came through in 2017. I was quite unwell, and for the end of 17, 18, early part of 19, I basically was sort of going up and down in various things, and for a little while I lost speech, spatial awareness and feeling, more so in my hands and stuff. And obviously whilst I was in that, I was out from the day to day. I'd stepped back from pretty much everything, and I was really focusing on just me getting better. And it was whilst I was trying to regain spatial awareness and a bit of feeling in the hands, I was getting really frustrated with myself, really low. And then I went and picked up actually that camera up there, the black one up there, which my parents bought that for me when I first became a dad in 2012. And I picked that up and just started playing with it. And I was enjoying sort of just, oh, this feels good, and sort of getting the feeling back in the hands, and sort of gaining sort of depth perception through looking through the lens. And you know, it's something which I really started to enjoy. And for a few months afterwards, I was kind of enjoying just walking around and almost just going out and about and just finding things to take pictures of. And it just gave me a little bit of purpose again, but also at the same time, it kind of felt good to be able to, every day you felt that you were getting a little bit more feeling in the hands, you were getting a little bit more you-ness back. And after about 6 months of doing that, I kept getting, like, I was posting the pictures online and stuff on sort of social media of what I've been up to and stuff. And loads of friends from the business days started messaging me going, we need stuff like that for our business. Can you come take photos of this? And I was like, no, that's not really my thing. I'm just taking pictures for fun at the moment, you know. And then eventually it got to a point where people were just like, look, these pictures are incredible. Can you? And I was kind of like, well, I think I'm ready. All right. So I'd done a few where I was just playing around and sort of said, yeah, okay, I'll come take some photos of your business or this, that. And it turned out really well. And so that was early 2019. And then from there, I started to build up a few things, get some more stuff going in. And I was like, right, I'm really going to focus actually of doing content creation, photos, video, and just step away from marketing side of things and focus more on just the creation side. Because it's more me. It's
moments, isn't it? That you're making memories.
That's it. And that was then when I was just like, right, that's what it is. And I went full send on it and was just like, okay, I just want to tell people stories every day for them. And that's the main bit I love. I love meeting new people and finding ways of capturing them and showing who they are. I love sort of documenting a story or a journey that someone else is on and showing it to the world. That is my main thing, and that's what I love about businesses and business owners, is it kind of takes some of my past life, back history, sort of knowledge that I've gained, and adds it to what I enjoy doing. So that's really
every business has its journey. Every business owner has their journey, and through your photography and your filming, you capture that. I know that because I've done work with you. But how incredible that you're at your lowest of your low, trying to get better, and it was only purely through a gift of picking something up and trying to get the feelings back in your hand that you've produced this incredible business and incredible life for for yourself and your family. And what I love is that throughout all of that journey of your life, you always involve your kids. So that, like you were saying about bringing all of those parts of creativity together, was going to be absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, well, like without the kids, or everything I do is for the kids.
Yeah,
so,
that's your purpose.
And that's it. And that's what comes across in all the work I do. And sometimes it's actually what gets me a lot of the work is almost like the experience of being a parent. Like, there's been so many times that people are like, didn't even think to shoot like that, how did you get that shot? And literally it's from the last decade of having kids. 4 children has taught me just to deal with the situation you're in and just get things done and just enjoy it. And
have fun along the way.
And that's it. And that is how I've sort of dealt with all aspects of my life. And it's just a great way to be. And it does. My kids have impacted my entire life everywhere. And I don't have that filter where, you get up in the morning, you put your work clothes on and you go to work and you are work, and then you come home and take them all off, and whether you hang them up neatly or you throw them on the floor, whichever one. It's, I don't do that.
No.
It's me 24/7. But I would say that's more of a recent thing. I would say it took me a little while to get to that point of being comfortable to do that. Yeah, I think, as I said, you see a wall, there was a wall here. Until probably about 3 years ago, this was 2 separate rooms, had a very different sort of feel and vibe. Because I kind of thought that when you went to work, you had to have a sort of a bit of a corporate edge. So it was only sort
It
of,
has to be your happy space. You're in it for so long.
that's it. So for a little while, it was almost like I had this creativity, wanting to burn, wanting to build,
Yeah.
but I was kind of stuffing it in a box because corporate world doesn't like that. And it was then I was just went, I want to let out. I want to, and
Yeah.
if people don't like it, stuff them. It kind of went through that journey. Fortunately, shortly after I went through that, I say fortunately, that was a really bad term of words. Obviously, there was a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Wasn't so fortunate.
No, it wasn't. However.
But it did mean that all of a sudden a lot of people started working from home. A lot of people found more creativity,
Yeah.
whether or not they were just painting chest of drawers,
Yeah.
or they were doing something. Loads of people found their creativity during the pandemic. Loads of people started to actually own being themselves.
Yeah.
So we've said about this wonderful sort of studio and setup. What we haven't disclosed is above my garage across the driveway. Whereas you say that pre-pandemic, you don't own that you work from home.
No.
You hide that fact.
Yes.
No one wanted to know
No,
you worked
you
from
didn't.
home because you
Yeah.
were not a successful business.
No.
I was like, however,
No, because you were only at home, weren't you?
That's-
You weren't in that big corporate building.
exactly, how could they take you seriously if you work from home? Whereas now,
Yeah.
look at me with my fancy space above my office. I'll say it loud and proud because obviously everyone's now envious. It's like, we wish we had a space like that to work from
Yeah,
home.
they do.
Sure.
And there's a lot out there that still feel like that.
But
that hybrid working has been what I personally think, and the creativity during COVID has been the most positive thing that's come out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
People have to find different solutions, and to be able to do that, they have to be creative.
Yeah.
It's good. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I must just like to end with one thing, and that is Bertie has been even more creative today while we've been sitting talking, because he's actually given me a lesson in how to use my mobile and how to use my iPhone and my iWatch, which I didn't know, because I didn't realise that I could actually do my videos on my iPhone and my iWatch. But I think with that, I might have messed it up.
I don't know. Let's hope that it's still recording.
Yeah, let's hope.
If it did, if it's still recording, because obviously you're on a.
It's still recording, I think.
Is it?
I
Oh,
don't
Hey
know.
Siri's just come out now. I'm sure it's got to be on there somewhere. Like if you push the camera, it's still recording. Look, 22 minutes, 39 seconds. Still recording.
See,
And you
he's
can
a
see our
brilliant
face- you can see our
teacher,
faces
and
on
we can
it.
see our faces on it. So it's all worked out. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it today. You know where to find my sofa sessions. They all turn into blogs of one thing or another. This one will be on creativity, and you can find them on my YouTube channel. So bye for now.
Bye.